All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this pretty hot feature matchup. Well, anyway, a hot prospect. World champions collide. Mika, the Iceman Immonen, lagging for the break against Kopin Yi, elder brother of Koping Chung that we just saw win his first match in the Zan Tip Invitational. Race to 7 alternate break. Then again, you know, Mika Immonen has got a pretty high speed. Remember that he was leading Shane Van Boening, was it 9 racks to 1 in a race to 11 when Shane became world champion. To be 9-1 up against Shane, you need to be doing some stuff right. So here we go. Made the 1 ball. Made 2 balls and had the 3-ball pass. So the 3-point rule adhered to. It's got an elevated shot on the 2 ball. It's got a tiny angle, so can't really stop his cue ball exactly where the 2 ball is, which is kind of what he would like. I think his cue ball is going to turn left a little bit from our view. So yeah, this is the last quarterfinal round that we will be featuring tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to start with the Metz Bucharest Open. Yeah, tough action. Just overcut it and overdrew his cue ball. So good break by Immonen, but then a missed opportunity, albeit it was a testing one. So the only kind of problem or unsolved issue is the green 6 that doesn't go into its natural pockets, let's say, with the 9 ball being in the way, the 7 being in the way. But if he has a pretty straight in shot on the 5, which he probably will have because his 4 ball is in line with position on the 5, then he can shoot the 6 top left corner pocket, most likely. Let us know about the volume of my microphone, of my amazing voice. I do follow the chat, but can't always be answering questions. If you like what you're seeing, hey, you know, press the like button. Why don't you press that share button as well? It will help the world of 9-ball. Darich says the volume is good, and so says Edward. Thanks, that's good to know. So this angle a bit too big on the 5 ball. So what's he gonna do here? Is he gonna go to the middle of the table? Yeah. But now is gonna crash into the 9 ball naturally. So is he gonna draw into it fully, or draw into it so he hits the north side of it, or can he avoid it? What do you think, guys? Careful, cue ball. Ooh, hello. So we're gonna see a jumping jack flash Kopin Yi coming up. Right, or am my eyes deceiving me and he's got the cut shot on the 7 in the side? If he does, then his cue ball is still probably going to scratch top left or somewhere thereabouts, so we'll need to manipulate his cue ball, which makes the pot even harder. Cut to the corner. Which corner? So jump shot. No shot clock on these matches this weekend, but I doubt that we're going to see very slow play. So yeah, throughout this weekend, after this round of matches, I will tell you who we have left in the quarterfinals that are currently playing. So Kopin Yi with this jump shot. So live scores can be found at 9ball.ro for this tournament and the whole weekend. 9ball.ro. So jump shot to the top right. Clear the 9 first. Land that cue ball. Too thick a hit. Ooh, is he gonna give it up? I mean, that would have enraged Mika, as you can imagine. He's easily enraged, as you know, I guess as he's known to be. So these two fairly easy shots for Mika to take a 1-0 lead, albeit Copigny to break. So that rack, after he was on the 6 ball, should have been for Copigny. Bring it down to first 16 players, the best 16 players in the winners round. They'll be drawn against the 16 remaining players from the one loss side, and that will give us our single elimination bracket of 32. So Co made the corner ball, made the 1 ball, 7 and the 8 passed, so no illegal break. Now he has that 9 ball that will be interfering with his cue ball path again. And this is tough action because rolling it in, that might be his best shot. I think it will hit the north side of the 9 and the cue ball might drift over towards the pink, although drawing it into the 9 I don't think will give him position. So I think position on the 4 ball, which is touching the left long rail. The way I can see it currently is not possible. Then again, the cue ball kind of always reacts slightly different to what you think sometimes with these caroms on the 9. Oh, okay, yeah, so he really tried to put the juice on the cue ball, the manipulation. And another testing pot for Mika. Remember, he missed that long elevated 2 ball in the first rack. So now this, what is it? 50-degree cut to the top left, and needs to, well, can kind of play his cue ball natural, but probably wants to play with a bit of top left, or is he going to screw it into the rail? That would be the most natural way to shoot it. Okay, yeah. Shot it naturally, just missed the accuracy on the pot. So he's going to play the carom off the 5 ball, because I think he can hit the cue ball thicker and draw it towards the 4 ball. Ooh, 6 ball. Oh. Trouble. Now what? Although I do like these game tactical situations. So can he cut it thin enough to not open up that cluster and guide his cue ball to go behind the black 8, top right of the table? Not easy to do. Otherwise, I don't really see much. What do you see here? I mean, how can you possibly see more than me? Yeah, pretty good. Although now Mika can snooker him behind the 7 ball. Could do the 2 rails behind the 8, but will probably open that cluster up. Could do the same as Co did and kind of lay up the cue ball against, just touch the 4, because I don't think the 4 is touching the rail. So we had 250 viewers for the first match, and this match we're already up to 346 current count. Well, that's a pretty good result. Although he didn't get the snooker, I don't think the... Does the 4 ball cut past the 6? Could play it off the rail into the 6. I mean, that needs some accuracy, being that far away from the pocket. Could thin the 4 ball and try to come back behind the 9 ball with the cue ball. Yeah. Okay, that's at least opened up the status quo. So now Mika, can he come 2 rails and kind of cut the 4 ball on the right side, guide the 4 ball towards the 6 ball again. Oh, missed the whole ball. Alright, so kind of nothing out of the ordinary in Mika's body language. Has had 3 visits to the table, all 3 of them fairly disappointing. Well, he's had more visits, but excuse me. Yeah, and things can go quickly. Race to 7. So, and we will also be showing you some new features that we have. I'm not sure I can show all of them to you. But the racking. Mika, first player to break from this side of the table. Didn't make the corner ball, but the one below. Nice. Okay. He's got a nice opening 1 ball and then can kind of naturally guide his cue ball with top right spin to the middle of the table for a shot on the 3 ball. 4 ball is right there. 6 ball is right there. So this could be a bit of a rhythm creator for it. Mika, the Iceman Immonen. I mean, Iceman. He's not really the Iceman, is he? He's not as cool as a cucumber. Okay, he's going to slow roll it. Interesting. So he's got a bit of an angle, but I think he can hold his cue ball just along that white line or stun it to the other side over the white line. I do love Mika's rhythm though when he gets going. He's got a, you know, he's just a very talented potting player. He's got a good cue ball feel. And I remember seeing him for the first time during one of the first Euro Tour seasons at a Euro Tour in Belgium, and that was like in the year 1995, and he just burst on the scene and all of a sudden, you know, just really competed with what then by then had been German dominance besides some Swedish interference. You know, it was the times of Oliver Ortmann, Thomas Engert, Ralph Souquet, Tom Storm. I mean, some of you may have no clue who I'm talking about besides Ralph Souquet. But yeah, then came Mika Immonen on the Euro Tour scene and, you know, then moved to America and was once player of the decade. Remember, I think the 2000s to 2010. He was voted player of the decade. I mean, that's not easy to do. You know, you can be the player of the season. Of course, a Hall of Famer. So let's just look at his game rather than his physical movements that everybody's quite familiar with. All right, Mika Immonen. Nice run out there. 2-1, Copenhagen to break, all according to breaking form, let's say. So it's nice to have Mika here. I think this is his first appearance in the Metz Bucharest Open. Tomorrow that will be. This is the Zan Tip Invitational warm-up tournament. So we're playing this tournament, quarterfinal going on right now. We're going to be playing the semifinals and final of this tournament tomorrow. somewhere during the day when the players are available, besides playing in the Metz Bucharest Open. So Copigny breaking from opposite sides, then Mika's breaking from. Copigny always has a considerable, 3, 4, 5 second period that he kind of really prepares for the break prior to getting down onto the shot. Corner ball, one ball. Ooh, the 4 ball is gonna block his natural path.
We will post the link on the ID Improver Facebook page. So if you didn't get my extraordinary spelling, you can go on the ID Improver Facebook page.
So what's he doing here? Banking the 1 back down towards us. Cue ball behind the 4. Yeah, nice. It would be good if you could not leave a jump shot opportunity, which he duly did. Not leave. That was good. And the kick not easy either. So you may hear Robert announcing in the live arena, talking about tomorrow's tournament, and you can find the draw now at 9ball.ro for the Metz Bucharest Open. And also the draw or scores from this current invitational evening tournament at 9ball.ro. Live scores from the other quarterfinal, I can tell you. Koping Chung is leading Alex Kazakis 2-0, 0-0 between Victor Zelinsky and David Alcaide, and Shamat is trailing Shane Van Boening 2-0. As we go back to Mika, trying to hit this 1 ball first of all, and trying to get away with it. Might make it. Yeah. Tough action, good safety. And those are the kind of safety, you would yourself like to play. Leaving the object ball in the openness of the table, leaving the cue ball in a not jumpable position close to the obstructing ball. We're going to have some special guests as well with me this weekend. We have some legends of the game here, whom I'll be asking to join me. We may have some Facebook Lives, interviews with players during this tournament from the arena. I'm hoping to become a roaming reporter and just ask players all kinds of questions about the current tournament and about pool in general. And maybe even about other things that they enjoy in life. We don't hear much from these players besides any pool things. This, Alexandro, is the Zan Tip Invitational warm-up tournament prior to the big one, the Metz Bucharest Open. And that starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. all the way through to Sunday evening. And Sunday, most likely, we'll see the final eliminations. A single elimination, last 32 players standing, cross queues, all on the Sunday. And as we see Copigny make light work of this run out, until now that is. All right. Table as we see Mika break the ball, making the 1 ball in the side. Made 2 balls on the break. So that 3 ball will only go into the bottom, or sorry, into the right side pocket, I imagine. But that's hard to get to from where the cue ball will be leaving the 2 ball. Yeah, and that's not hard enough. What do you think? Cannot be hard enough. No. Ooh, careful. I mean, that will just do. Of course he's going to hit it. And he will probably want to... He can come 2 rails out of the bottom right corner. Hit the 3 ball ever so slightly on the left. Send the 3 ball towards the 7-4 and leave his cue ball somewhere down behind the 6-9-5. Ooh, that's a bit of a thin hit. It's going to leave something, and that 4 ball is nice and close to the 3 ball. So a chance for Immonen to retake initiative and potentially take a 3-2 lead. Yeah, in the chat, I've never heard Archer commentate, really. No dress code for this tournament. Tomorrow's Metz Bucharest Open will require you to wear smart casual clothes, as it's called, I believe. All right, Mika loosening up with that backspin shot. So still all ball fouls, that's why he's tucking his shirt in. Yeah, still, I mean, you could slow roll this in. Yeah, that's better. Not to try to get the other side of the 7 ball. The bracket is done at 9ball.ro. Alright, so that missed positional shot on the initial 3 ball, but then a good safety by Mika and a not so great kick by Copigny. Didn't make the corner ball. Needs 1 more ball to pass. Only needs to touch the line as far as I know. Whoa. Ooh, that was a long combination to try. Wow, nice one. So wants to land straight on the green 6 eventually. That's his goal. So he can draw back for the 7 ball. So he's just plotting his way to get onto the 4 ball so that he can get straight onto the 6. Yeah, that's a nice angle. Nice. Could stun his cue ball just to the right of the 8 ball to get a shot on the 7 ball, but I think he will try to hit this 6 as thick as or as straight as he can to make it and draw. Oh, okay. He did do what I wanted to say. Still though, naturally the 9 ball in the way of this cue ball path. So we'll spin it with a lot of right spin, come 2 rails and out. All right, so pretty evenly matched game so far, reflecting. All right, Mika Immonen back on terms with the break. Won the lag, so he's always breaking the uneven games. Made the 1 ball, no corner ball, relying on the 2 ball. Ooh, just rolled too far. Now, would you push out or would you kick this 2 rails the way Ko did 2 games ago on the 3 ball? Didn't succeed on that kick to get a tactical advantage. If you like what you're seeing, we'd appreciate it if you could press the like, love, or hug button. Press the share button. We're trying to get as many people to watch this World Matchroom 9-ball Tour tournament as possible. And this, of course, not being the main event. That starts tomorrow, 10 a.m. Nice kick by Mika. Wow.
So guys, please make sure you leave room for the waitresses to bring more food. So if you're standing on the way to the table, please leave them room. And also the small drinks.
So he's coming for 3 rails, then still needs to hit a rail after hitting the 2 ball, or something needs to hit a rail. And how is he going to get away with it? Oh, the 5-6 could make him do something. The cue ball might roll towards the 3-7. Ooh. Alright, so just thinking about that and just analyzing his results. So not just walking away in anger, but trying to learn from his not hitting the 2 ball so he can do better. Because he's undoubtedly going to be playing on this feature table again this weekend. Alright, so chance for Mika to take a 4-3 lead. That's a few pots away yet, but that will be in his mind. Yeah, pretty nice rack to be running. I would love to be fairly straight in on the 5 ball, although we can work with more than just that positional play. Let me tell you some scores in the other matches. Shane leading 5-1 over Marcus Schmatt at the quarterfinal. Third quarterfinal, Victor Zielinski leading David Al-Qaeda 3-1, and Ko Ping Chung is leading Alex Kazakis 3 racks to 1, all races to 7. So all these winners will take their place in the semifinals and final, well, semifinals to be played tomorrow, followed by the finals. Right, Mika drawing his cue ball back just beside the side pocket so he has a bit more bridge room. And an even straighter shot on the 9. Here we go for a 4-3 lead. There it is. Of what must be the strongest playing pool family in the world. Anybody know any other strong pool family? Of course, the Ushans. Let's look at his break. Trying to make the green 6 bottom right. Ooh, that didn't go. The 1 ball went, but no 3 points reached. But it will probably be put back in by Mika. So either player can push out after an illegal break still. I mean, Mika could even kick this in. And not, you know, if you're letting your opponent back to the table, even if it's for a push-out decision, you're at least letting him back to the table. And they can do damage, of course, at the moment. If Mika kicks this in, that would be curtains for this rack, you'd think. So the draw for tomorrow's Bucharest Mets Open is available online at 9ball.ro. So that's the letter 9, BALL.ro. Live scores will also be visible there tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll also be showing you throughout this feature match. Nice kick by Mika. Oh, soft kick. Beautiful. Still with a straight in 3 ball though. Not easy to get the cue ball closer to the 4 ball. Kind of wants to keep his position on the 4 to where he is now or further to the right. So like a 20 to 40 degree angle on the 4 ball, because position on the 5 can be gained by touching the north side of the left long rail. Hold it. Don't get jacked up above the 6. Ooh, more trouble. Yeah, he was so straight on the 3 ball. You know, he was doing pretty well until that last revolution of the cue ball. Because there's room in between the 9-6 to shoot the 5 ball. But not like this. Or unless it rolls even further. No. So jump shot coming up, I think, from Mika. Doable jump shot. Of course, the jump, very doable. 5 ball, though, you know, because of the distance away from the pocket, needs to be hit at a very specific contact point. The cue ball will then kind of career into the black 8. But yeah, the 6 is so near, so should have a shot on the 6 if he makes this 5. And this can be for a decisive 5-3 lead. Ooh, hung the 5. Oh, such a good kick on the 2 ball, but left with such a straight 3 ball. Yeah, it was hard, wasn't it, to play position from the 4 to the 5. So this should see Ko level up. So tomorrow we can switch between this table and table A1. So we have 4 sections with 10 tables each. So we have the A section with 10 tables, B, etc. We can also show you, and I'll show you that after this rack, the whole of section A. So, of course, the back side of that section will be harder to follow the matches, but legendary club. Here we go. Immonen with a 4-all scoreline. making the 1 ball. Good that the 5 and the 8 passed the break line to make it legal. He's got a shot on the 2. He's been breaking well. Fairly dominant cue ball. So not just kind of trying to slide the corner ball in, controlling his cue ball. He's trying to force the issue a bit more. Not sure if that's always the way forward with the cut break as they're executing now. I mean, that would be a travesty had he snookered himself behind the 7 ball. As things stand, he's perfect. So 3 to the 4 to the 5 to the 6 to the 7, all kind of connect the dots, meaning as soon as you make the object ball that you're currently facing, you've got a shot on the next one. So keep little to no angle. Only from the 7 to the 8, from the 7 ball, he needs angle to maneuver his cue ball. Somewhat. And a bit of an angle from the 8 to the 9. As you can see, Mika's cue action, ooh, careful. A bit more whole arm encompassing stroke. As you can see with his pre-strokes and his final stroke, his elbow dips. Now there's definitely nothing wrong with it, especially not for someone who's player of the decade, or used to be. As you can see there, his elbow dips. So he's able to shoot very big shots because he kind of doesn't just use his underarm to stroke the ball, but kind of also lets his elbow and therefore his upper arm drop into the shot. So sometimes for big power draws, big spin shots, you have that extra fulcrum which can give the cue even more speed through the cue ball, and therefore you can inflict even more spin and juice onto that cue ball. As things stand, Mika Immonen in this tasty matchup, he's going to take the lead once more, you'd imagine, to make it 5-4, but Ko's breaking, so all on serve, as we could call it. Mika Immonen 5-4. Disclose them to me, but yeah, we'll see what we can do if I have time to run through the venue. Here we go. So both breaking from alternate sides, besides alternate breaking. Yeah, made the 1, made the ball below the corner ball. Don't think he's can hit the potting angle of the 3 ball. At best he can maybe hit it full and bank the 3 up table, leave the cue behind the 8-9. Hard to say exactly from where we're sitting, isn't it? Hope you're liking our first offering of our Thursday evening program with some proven hot shots, and we'll start the big one tomorrow, for which we hope you will join us as well. Join us for breakfast, or wherever you are in the world. That depends on, of course. Good safety. Yeah, so I was just about to hit the 3 ball full on to do as I suggested. He might. So, okay, what can he do here, dear audience? He can kick just behind the pink 4 and hit it that way. That's a definite hit. Could hit it full, send the 3 ball back up here, and might leave his cue ball behind the green pink, the 6 and the 4. I mean, kicking the other way, you wouldn't really do past the orange 5, because it's much easier to miss the whole 3 ball, or you might even hit the 5 ball. I think you will only, from where he's pointing, come 1 rail at it. There's not enough room behind the 3 ball to kick and stick, meaning coming off that second top short rail, exactly what I visualized. Now that doesn't mean it's always going to go right, but he's going to get a result. Now this is usually a time when Mika did get a pretty good result and still kind of walks away in slight disgust, because there's of course no way Copigny is going to miss this 3 ball, but will he do something tactically progressive with it? It's pretty good, but he's not going to get the full ball snooker. Whew. Yeah, I mean, but cutting this, it's nigh on impossible. Well, it is theoretically possible to cut it so thin and send the cue ball back to the pink 4 and not open up the 3 towards the bottom left corner pocket, but no one's really aiming to hit a ball that thin because you're in such big danger of missing the whole ball. So, not easy to do something good with this. Oh, he's able to hit it quite full. Ooh, almost. Ooh, will the 7 ball help him here? No. No. Well, I think actually he didn't. He may have snookered him or not given him the potting angle. Yeah, I think he needs to kick at this, but kind of wants to hit the right side of the 3 ball. Well, that's not too bad, really. Thanks for sharing, NJ Pool Player. Is that New Jersey Pool Player? My name is Rico Diks, and I'll be commentating on most of these matches with some legend guest commentators joining me as well. And you're welcome to join us the whole weekend. We've got SVB, Mr. USA, trying to snap off this title. We've got both of the most successful co-brothers here. We have Victor Zielinski in the house, Alexander Kazakis, David Al-Kaidi, Marcus Shamat, who else? John Mora I've seen somewhere on one of these 40 beautiful Brunswick Gold Crown 4s. Mika Immonen, of course, and a few other dark horses that might be able to spring a surprise. So, yeah. It's going to be a good tournament. Races to 9, 256 players, double elimination until we reach. Nice bank shot by Mika Immonen. Ooh, chance for 6-4 here. Double elimination until we've reached the 16 remaining players in the winners round and on the 1-loss side, which we will draw against each other. And ooh, Mika, what are you doing? It was a small hole from where that 4 ball was entering, but ooh, so left the combination, the 4-7 combo. It is a nice field of killers indeed. Yeah, it's shark-infested pool waters here. Really, a really strong congregation of talented cueists crossing cues and trying to show us who is the best with the break, the best tactically, the best with the long pots, the best with the shots where the cue ball needs to be juiced up with bottom left and right spins to come 3 rails for positions, the best at playing safeties, their kicking prowess will be tested. So yeah, all to play for. Everybody starts with a clean slate, and we'll see who comes out on top on Sunday evening.
So, guys, there's a lot of champagne there, a lot of food left. Please don't waste it. Please, Alex Deli paid for the champagne, so he'll be very upset if we don't drink it.
So currently you're having a bit of a players opening welcome party while these matches are going on with a bit of a buffet, some champagne, and I've heard there's champagne left. So to be honest, I can't wait for this match to end. Yeah, so it's merely afternoon, I read here. Oh, I already knew that in the US of A. So it's about 5:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be the middle of the night in Asia, from which we have a few players watching as well. Welcome to you all to this festival of pool here in Bucharest, Romania. Ko Pinyi about to square this matchup 5 racks apiece. Will we have a final rack decider? I wouldn't mind. Alright, Mika Immonen breaking from the left side from where we're looking. Ko has been breaking from the right side. "12:30 on the west coast of the USA." Wow, yeah. 10 hours time difference there. So Mika's been doing well on the breaking front. Yeah, good match this so far. I mean, didn't expect any less really, but you never know how these things pan out. Also depends a little bit on how the balls roll out, and so Mika can choose to play position with the cue ball on the right side of the table for the 5 ball. I think that's what he won't do. This will do with little angle to work with, but a more definite, easier shot on the 5. Is going to draw his cue ball, probably could stun it in and out of the right rail. Pretty good. So this weekend, unlike the recent matchroom tournaments, it's all alternate break format, which some may love, some may dislike. You can discuss that elsewhere, but so alternate break in this invitational and also in the main event. Mika Immonen about to take a clean 6-5 lead, and he's been pretty faultless for most of this match. I mean, I would love to see Mika get back to his very best, and I think all it needs is some matches in. Right, so Ko sizing up break number 12, looking to tie things up to take us to a final rack decider, in which Mika will break the balls, so it may still all be in vain, even if he breaks and runs out this game. Let's see, brown 7 bottom right. Yes, and the blue 2, and the 1 ball in the side. I mean, this is what a template rack breaking from the side can do. 4 balls on the break. Pretty nice shot on the 3 ball. 5 ball waiting. So this should be the most skilled shot he shoots this rack. Wants to come out 2 rails, kind of top rail, left rail, and then towards the 9 ball. Kind of towards where the cue ball is now, of course, not behind the 9 ball. So probably give it a tad bit extra left spin to avoid that from ever happening. Nice, never in doubt, as long as he crosses the threshold to not have too thin of a cut. Now we'll need a bit of cue ball travel here. Weave it in between the 8, 9, 6. It's not easy actually, because had the 8 not been there, he would have had a fairly standard 3-rail pattern to guide his cue ball around the 6 ball. Bank shot, he wouldn't really play because that will only enable him to draw the cue ball straight back. Is he going to opt to play the 6 in one of the top left or right corner pockets? Yeah. All right, that's kind of in between things, isn't it? I mean, he'll probably shoot it in the top left because as soon, you know, you can still hit about 10 centimeters on the left long rail close to the pocket and it will still accept it at a fairly rolling speed. Still needs to kind of stun his cue ball just south of the 9 ball. Or into the 9 ball. All right. I think we're about to have our first final rack decider. There we go. Yeah, this match deserves a final rack decider. I know it's a pretty short race. It's the Invitational warm-up. Mika Immonen's going to break, and well, we know he's had success on the break, but usually the hill matches, I mean, have you experienced them? Maybe because of a bit of tension in the arm, it usually never leads to like an easy, perfect break. 2-3 balls on the break, easy shot on your first ball, and an easy run out. I mean, so often there's a cluster or something which makes it a multiple inning game. So last rack of tonight's Zan Tips as the players give each other a shake of hand or a kind of a high five. Good luck for the last rack. All the best. Here we go. Trying to make the black 8 bottom left. 1 ball right side pocket or something wild besides that. Didn't make the 1 ball. Ooh, nice kiss on the 5 ball. Okay, so making the 1 ball will make him run into the 5 unless he gives the cue ball a lot of backspin. Should get a shot on the 2, but 2 to the 3 needs the cue ball to travel from the 2 to the 3, which is not easy and needs a specific angle. If he clears that hurdle, then the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 should be doable for players of this stature. So just merely stopping his cue ball against the 5 ball leaves him too straight a 2 ball. He kind of wants to have at least a 10-degree angle either way. Could handle about 30, 40-degree angles as well. Okay, first make this 1 ball. And don't get hooked behind the 5 ball or bridging over it. See, this is pretty straight. Yeah, but he knew that was kind of going to happen. So I'm hoping for him it's straight enough so he can draw it back and not hit that 3 ball constellation there in the middle of the table. I don't think he has the angle to draw it straight up table past the right side of the 4 or past the left side. Ooh, see, and this is where Mika's skill comes in. How easy he drew that ball back, and then also to implement the exact direction. Don't scratch. You know, that's a champion shot there. Now, get straight in on the 4. Oh, he's putting draw on the cue ball. So first going to be snookered, needs to get clearance. Hey. The spin kind of spun dead on that rail and didn't bring his cue ball out. Much more of a challenge here on the 4 ball. I see there's always something, isn't there, with these hill games. So elevated shot. Doesn't want to stun his cue ball freely into the right side pocket, so kind of has to control that. Could roll it in. Yeah, probably roll it in. Flatter cue, softer, more acceptable pocket, but this is miss. I mean, you know, you can't really hope for the snooker here. All right, I think Mika is acceptant of the fact that he just didn't aim that 4 ball nice enough. Now, the 9 ball a little bit in the way of the path of the cue ball to the 5 ball. So has to choose either to come with a lot of right spin past the 9-ball on the north side of it, or with no spin. More secure route, but will leave a longer 5-ball. So he wants to get closer, but it's not easy yet. If he could, he would like to play the 5 in the side pocket, in the left side pocket, but I think that's too thin of a cut now. Nice to lead it in between the 9-ball and that right rail and not scratch in the side. So Ko with a chance to break serve, I think for the first time this match, but in the most viral game of them all. I can tell you, in the other remaining quarterfinal, Kazaki is making a comeback against Ko Ping Chung, now only trailing 6 racks to 4. Alright, so this will be the last feature match. We don't have a camera on B2 at the moment, so can't show you that. So this will probably be it for tonight's offering. Join us tomorrow, 10 a.m. Romania time, and every day until Sunday evening for the Metz Bucharest 9-ball Open, part of the Matchroom World 9-ball Tour. So players here, besides honor and prize money, also in the running to earn vital world ranking points. As we can see, the famous Mika flick of the hand in his chair. Oh, there we go. Yeah, had the opportunity. He's the one that let Ko back to the table. This 9-ball to get into the final 4 of the Zan Tip Invitational. Ko Ping beats Mika Immonen 7 racks to 6. Thank you all so much for joining. I think I'm going to leave and go get some of that free champagne. Yes. And we will see you guys tomorrow. I look forward to welcoming you then. 10 a.m. Romania time. And it's going to be a great festival of pools. So many talented pool artists here that are going to be crossing queues to see who's best this weekend. Thanks, Sammy, and have a good night, everybody. And we will catch you all soon.